Hi everyone, this is Alex, and I'm going to do a book review on two books for you. Both are written by Rachel Hawkins, and they are in a series. First book is Hex Hall, which is the first book in this series, and the next book is Demon Glass, which is the second book. I'm going to talk to you about Hex Hall. Hex Hall is, they're both really good books, I have to say. Once I picked them up, I couldn't put them down. As soon as I was finished with this one, I was like, oh, I have to go to Demon Glass. Demon Glass recently came out in March of this year, so not entirely too long ago, but about 6 months. Hex Hall came out a few years ago. I didn't buy it when it first came out, and I bought it when Demon Glass came out, so I got them fairly recently. Oh my gosh, I love this book so much. I love Sophie Mercer. She's the main character. She's sent to a school called, Hexate Hall, and it's actually, the students refer to it as Hex Hall. That's the name of the title, Hex Hall. Anyways, not being funny. So she's sent to Hex Hall by the council, which resides in London, and because she made herself known to humans, and that's against the rules. You can't have humans become aware of you, otherwise you get sent to Hex Hall, basically. And while she's there, there's a whole bunch of other, protagum or mythical creatures. There's fairies, there's shapeshifters, there's werewolves, there's vampires, there's witches, and in the witches category you have a white witch, which is a witch that uses white magic, and you have a dark witch, which is a dark witch is more powerful than a white witch, significantly. So she's sent to Hex Hall because she did something really awkward with her magic, and it got her sent to Hex Hall. And while she's there, she ends up getting roomed with the only vampire student, Jenna, who is in love with the color pink. So yeah, she meets, the popular group, or rather, they're a group of dark witches, Anna, Chasten, and Elodie. They're all fairly, they aren't the nicest girls, I would say. They're kind of like, the popular girls in high school. That's how I see it, and so that's how they are, that's how they act, and so I'm like, ugh, it's high school all over again, except it's at a boarding school. Sophie, her dad is, the head of the council, and she never knew that, and she doesn't find out until after an accident in the story that causes her to get a semester-long worth of after-school detention in the basement, the school's cellar. So she doesn't know that her dad is head of the council, and her dad has sent basically every one of these kids to Hex Hall, and so she's kind of a little overwhelmed, and she's upset about it, and there's a lot of teachers who are just, they don't like her, and the reason is because they don't want to show that, they don't want to show favoritism to her because her dad's the head of the council, but they also don't want to, they just don't want to show favoritism towards her, and so she basically feels like everyone hates her because of who her dad is and of his importance. While she's there, she learns kind of some more about protagum, being the fact that her mom is a human and her dad is a warlock. So she hasn't had that parenting that most protagum have had. She's had one human parent who she's lived with, and she hasn't even spent time with her dad or met him in person at all. She gets like the occasional email and birthday card, that's it, from him. And so he's had absolutely no contact with them at all. So she basically is kind of sent to this school, and she feels so helpless because she doesn't know anything at all. She is sent to the academy, and she feels basically like crap, and it's not that hard to relate to, because all of us feel like crap sometime in our lives. But Elodie really doesn't like her, and like they get revenge on each other. They do pranks, kind of, because Elodie notices that Sophie kind of has a crush on her boyfriend Archer. Now, Archer is amazingly gorgeous, according to, well, everyone at Hex Hall. All the girls are like in love with him, and they're all, well, him and Cal, the groundskeeper. But basically, she falls in love with him, and she doesn't want to admit it to herself. She doesn't realize that it's love until the Halloween dance, and Elodie has her dress kind of starts shrinking, and there's a reason it starts shrinking. Sophie's involved, of course, but while she's there, she gets haunted by a ghost, and the ghost actually happens to be her great-grandmother, Alice. And what she doesn't know, basically there are these attacks that are happening around the school. Chasten and Anna, they get attacked, and they're part of Elodie's coven, and they get attacked, and once they're attacked, not long afterwards, Sophie starts seeing Alice, and Alice starts, helping Sophie with her magic, because she's really bad with her magic. And so, being the fact that she's her great-granddaughter, she wants to help her, and it works. But Sophie kind of comes to a realization that the girls weren't attacked by a vampire, because everyone suspects it's a vampire. The girls were attacked by Alice, and she's really sad about it. She basically has to kill her, because she is so dangerous, and Elodie dies because Alice kills her, and she's kind of upset with herself, because she finds out that, her great-grandmother is a demon, so that makes her a demon, that makes her grandmother a demon, her dad is a demon. So it's really kind of difficult for Sophie, and she doesn't want her powers anymore, and she wants to go through the removal. And that is the end of the first novel. That's the end of Hex Hall. She, of course, does have some sparks with Archer in between. But I'm not going to tell you anything about the Sophie and Archer. I'm not going to tell you anything about that. You're going to have to just pick it up and read it. But I will tell you, there is a hot kiss in the basement. Anyways, the next book is Demon Glass. And this is 6 months, 6 months after Hex Hall. Her mom has come back, and her mom is staying at the school with them, and her mom is there with her, so it's kind of comforting for Sophie to have her mom. And while she's there, her dad comes. Finally, 6 months later, Dad shows up so she could go and get the removal done, so she doesn't have her powers anymore. And her dad wants to kind of talk her out of it. He's all like, oh, no, I refuse. And she's all like, no, I think not. And he's like, yeah, I refuse. Because he's head of the council, he has every right to refuse her, and also he's her father, so he has every right to refuse her again. her dad offers to take her and Jenna to London, and she decides she wants to go, not really to spend time with him, but to maybe kind of learn, because he wants to spend time with her, and it's the only time she'll ever really get to spend time with her dad. And so she goes, Jenna goes, and Cal, the groundskeeper, goes as well. She finds out that Cal is her betrothed, and this happens to every prodigum, or if not prodigum, witch. At the age of 13, their betrothment deal is made, and Sophie is engaged to Cal. And she kind of, when she finds out about it, she is all like, no, no, no. She kind of freaks out on him. And Cal is a very strong white warlock. He has the ability to heal things, people, plants, and he's very able to do it very easily. And it doesn't waste a lot of energy. It's just something he's able to do very easily. And she's very, she explodes things, and that's just because of her powers. But the three of them and her dad go to London, and they stay at Thorn Abbey, which is actually the place where Alice was changed into a demon. And while she's there, she meets two other demons, and she's kind of shocked because she thinks that they're that they could be half siblings, and they aren't, thank goodness. But she's still, very, very scared, and her dad helps her with her powers, so she's able to manage them. And while they're there, there's a grimoire which belonged to the Thorn family, and her dad basically decides, he wants to look in it just to see about the demon rising ritual, because he wants to know who rose Nick and Daisy. And Jenna kind of comments that Nick happens to look a lot like Archer, and so you kind of wonder if maybe there's a relationship between them. And I honestly don't know, but it makes me wonder. You see her 16th birthday, or 17th birthday, you see her reunite with Archer. Yes, they reunite in London. That's all I'm gonna say. And they have a hot kiss, again. I probably shouldn't have said that, sorry. But yeah, she reunites with Archer. She meets the council. She learns, the council's behind quite a bit more than what they thought was going on. The Eye and the Brannics, who are, they're two different groups, and they're fighting against Prodigum. So it's like a 2 against 1 battle, and they are trying to take out Prodigum. And, it's just a little upsetting, because she really wants to go through the removal, but her dad doesn't want her to, because her dad wants her to be able to protect herself from anything, from the Eye or the demon or the Brannics, because they're after Prodigum. And it's very, very good. I really don't want to give anything away in this one. Demon Glass is so full of clues as to, there's just some, realizations to certain things, Sophie gets criticized because of, they say she was, oh, I can't say that, never mind, that'll give it away. So never mind, that's pretty much the end of this book review. But if you want a new book or 2 new books, get these, because these are awesome. I fell in love with these. My dad has started to read this one, I believe, Yeah, my dad started to read this. My dad's liked this. I think my dad's read. No, my dad has read both of these. My bad. They're both very good, and you know, my dad likes them. My dad's read them, so it's nice to have, you know, be able to have discussions with them about my dad, or with my dad about them. They're very good. So I would say go to your local bookstore and pick up Hex Hall and Demon Glass by Rachel Hawkins. And I don't know if there's a website for it, but I can look it up, and I can easily leave a link in the down bar for you, again, like I usually do. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave a comment below, and I will try to get back to you. And if you have a book review, feel free to post it as a video response, because I'd like to see what you guys are reading, and because I really want to kind of learn more. I want so many books. So yeah, that's it. Bye guys.